What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It has been almost a year since we've uploaded a full video on this channel. We've been doing other things, life's been hitting us. We've been upgrading the kayak as well to a whole new set of features for you guys. We are still rocking the Tempest 120P from Hoodoo, but this time I did have a motor on it, a side mounted motor, which ran perfectly great, you guys. It did just fine, but we are now running a bow mounted motor on this Hoodoo Tempest 120P, as well as some other features that I will get into and show you guys here in a minute. If you guys are new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and yeah, let's get into the video. Alright guys, we are going to go ahead and start with the main feature of this kayak. That is the bow mounted trolley motor. I've seen a few videos on a bow mounted trolley motor for the Hoodoo Tempest 120P, and I wasn't really feeling the setup on how they had it, but I'm going to get into how I have mine and what I did to make it work, and hopefully that is something that will work for you guys if you have the same kayak. So basically we are going to start with how I mounted the base plate. We used some Yak Attack track gears and I mounted it to the hatch. Now for me, I don't use the hatch of the Hoodoo, so it wasn't a big deal for me to mount them there because now it will not open. But I went ahead and used the track mounts from Yak Attack, and then I used some HPDE 1/2 inch thick board and used the track bolts and caps to mount the board to that. And then obviously I got the puck from this Swing Cayman. It's a 55-pound thrust trolley motor, and I mounted it to the board. I did have to, I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but I did have to cut the bolts underneath because they were too long for this thing to sit kind of flush. So nothing that a grinder can't take care of for you. But yeah, other than that, that is how I mounted the 55-pound truss trolley motor. Now, remind you guys, this shaft was 48 inches long, so I could not run it stowed with the pedal drive in. So what I did was I cut the shaft. I cut the shaft about 15 inches. It wasn't terrible. You guys can get away with doing it with a pipe cutter, but it's a lot of work to cut this shaft. This shaft actually has two pieces of metal that run down the center of it to keep the wires protected on the inside. So you have to find something that will slide over the wires on the inside and then cut the shaft that way. But that's what I ended up doing, and it worked out perfectly fine. So hopefully that will help you guys in getting a bow mounted motor for your Hoodoo Tempest 120P. Next up, I added the Yak Attack rod stagers. I mounted a track here, and then I used an existing track that I had here that I used for my Yak Attack boomstick. It's a 3-rod holder. The only thing that you will run into trouble with is the transducer. If you're running a transducer arm like this is the cell block from Yak Attack. You'll run into issues, so I'll have to remove these rods to swing the transducer up or down, but not a big deal for me. It may be for whoever doesn't want to do that, but for me it's not a big deal because I can have my rods in the kayak, put the transducer down, and throw the rods into this rod stager. The motor is remote control. There is no spot lock. I did not buy the spot lock one. And then here is the extra part of the shaft that I did cut off. It's about 15 inches. Here's the original top part of it, and then there's the two pieces of metal that run down the center of the shaft. If you guys can see that you do have to cut through, but not too bad. We are still running the Striker 4 from Garmin with the Naqua battery as well. Moving over here, we have the same life jacket from NRS. I will link all the gear in the description, but this year we are running the Bubba scale. So we're going to be running this Bubba scale. My dad has one. It's a really nice scale. You can cull, you can measure up to 8 fish. It's tournament ready. And yeah, we're really looking forward to using that. Moving on here, we did get a new battery, guys. This is a Mars Life Energy battery. It's a 12.8 volt 100 amp hour battery. Super lightweight, super lightweight, that we are running the motor off of. And let's see, I took the motor out, I don't know, a couple weekends ago, and we were out there for 6.5 hours, and I was still only at 13.8 volts on that battery. Fully charged, I think it's almost 15. So highly recommend it. I will link it down in the description for you guys as well. And we are currently running the Yak Attack boomstick for our GoPro, which is a nice feature. It is track mounted. And we have the Yak Attack 360 flag and the light. Let me go over here and show you guys how I ran the wiring for the motor. So I did put some sleeving around the wires so you can't really tell. Make it kind of clean it up a little bit. And I did run some small zip ties around it to keep it up. And this is an Anderson plug in, and then I have another Anderson plug that runs to the battery. So basically I routed it up and over the mounts for the wiring on the cell block, and I kind of zip tied it, but not too tight, give it a little bit of play. And then I ran it over here down by my seat. It is zip tied to the seat here and here, but again, not super tight, so it has some play. And then right over here, I ran the positive cable to the circuit breaker, and then I made a jumper from the circuit breaker to the battery, which turns out really nice. And then I just shot this over to the negative cable there as well. So what I will do now is I will get this thing deployed and show you guys what it looks like. All right, guys, here is the motor deployed. It looks really good on this kayak. And having the shaft shorter really helps too, because then the head of this thing's not sticking way up here. Half swing Cayman, 55-pound thrust motor. It is freaking awesome. I did get this deploy and stow kit from Never Lost. I will link it down in the description also, the website where I got it. Basically, you have one for your pedal. Let me move this. Let me move my net. I'll get into the net too, you guys. It's a Cast King net. It's amazing. Move that, and then I'll show you guys what we got here. So, the deploy and stow kit, you do have to drill a hole into your pedal release, because that's what activates the lock up there. But it has to have a downward motion. So what I did was I drilled a hole through the mounting plate and ran it through there. So when you do pull it, it pulls it downwards. It's not sharp or anything, so it's not going to cut through it. But I did run it all the way back here. It does have a nice handle. Obviously it's quite long, but you can obviously, you know, kind of wrap it around your hand. You're just pulling it once to release it, and then you're letting go as you pull up. And then your stow cable is a lot thicker, a little bit more stretchy, but that goes around the neck. It does run all the way back here as well. There is a certain way you need to have this on there. I haven't quite figured that part out just yet, but I will get it figured out so we can bring this guy up and it can fall, because it has to go a certain way to stow. But yeah, not too bad. We're running these little nav lights I found on Amazon. They are rechargeable, so it does make it really nice. Turn them on, let it go, they last you all day. We will be upgrading to maybe the Guardian Angels once I decide to finally pull the trigger on that. But yeah, nothing too crazy for this year. We took off the side mounted motor to put on the bow mounted motor. And then one more thing, we are rocking the Cast King extendable net this year, which I will have it mounted here on the front, out of the way of the pedal drive too. So that'll be nice, a nice little feature. And I have these mounts. They're usually made for paddle holders, like they're paddle holders, but they do fit this net quite nicely. And this net does extend more here on the bottom as well. So nothing too crazy this year, but we do have some huge upgrades on the kayak. So hopefully we can get out there and make some good catches for you guys, so you guys can have some good content to watch. I know it's been a minute. My video recording skills and the way I'm talking is a little bit rusty. I haven't done it in a while, but yeah, hopefully you guys like it. And oh, we are running the bed extender too. That helps a lot if we don't have a trailer. I am looking into getting a trailer, but the bed extender does help with loading and unloading, especially in the water. Back straight down to the boat ramp, get it close, push it right off. Very, very nice. Well guys, that is gonna do it for our 2026 walkthrough of the Hoodoo Tempest 120P. We have made quite the improvements to the kayak, considering how it used to look and whatnot, which you guys can find in my later videos. Yeah, just a couple small things. We're running a new fish scale, we got a new motor, a new rod stager, and that's roughly about it. The graph and all that's still going to be the same. Transducer still going to be the same. Pedal drive system still the same. And yeah, hopefully we can get out on the water and make these catches for you guys. If you guys are here locally in my area, and you guys know who that is, I won't put that out there for everybody to hear, but if you guys are locally and you guys want to get on the water and do some fishing, let me know. We can plan it out. Usually I go out there with my dad and kind of just zip around the lakes and see what we got going on. I think what we're going to be doing as far as the lakes go, we are going to be hitting up a couple new lakes, maybe Kirchhoff Lake, Redinger Lake. Those all have bass and stuff like that in there. And of course we're going to be hitting Pine Flat, Eastman, Millerton, Hensley, and all those other lakes like that. So maybe making a few trips up north, possibly Lake McClure or Don Pedro. So it all just depends on the weather and the timing. So timing's got a big thing in that. And yeah, so again, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And we will catch you guys out on the water. Peace.